What if one question could completely change the direction of your life? We often ask ourselves, what can I afford? What is possible? But the question that I invite you to ask today, which will move you in the direction of your dreams, is what would I love? Hi, I'm Jessica Ozrek, and I am recording this in an apartment in Paris, France. And my family and I have spent the past 5 weeks traveling around Europe, which has been a dream of mine for many years. And we're going to talk about how you can move from where you are today to where you can be living a life that you absolutely love. First, we're going to go over how to grow your awareness. Then we're going to go over choosing a new way to live. And third, we're going to talk about how to consistently tweak your mind and your thoughts so that you can bring in your dream, the life that you would love. So let's get started. So first, you must grow your awareness. So if you are willing, close your eyes and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. I'll do it with you now. Breathe in and out. And now continue to breathe in a way that is comfortable to you. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. And I want you to notice your feet. And then I want you to notice your legs. And then notice your stomach. And then move that noticing to your shoulders. And then move it to the top of your head. All right, if you were able to close your eyes and are ready now, you can flicker your eyes open. And notice that you were able to observe, noticing the different parts of your body. And during this time, you were also having thoughts. Maybe you were thinking, this is interesting, or, I'm feeling restless, or where is she going with this? But the important part is that you are noticing it. And so I want to invite you today, this week, to continue to notice your thoughts and your feelings, because these are two ways that we can tune into a vibration that is in line with the life that we would love. And so in order to grow awareness, we must also be aware of what we would love. And so I'd like you to take a few moments now and either write down, or if you're driving, think about, what would you love? Would you love to start a business? Would you love more free time, more financial flow? How about greater health? Would you love deeper connections with friends and family? Maybe that partner that is special in your life, or maybe you would love a partner in your life. Whatever it is, big, small, maybe even something you haven't allowed yourself to think is possible yet. Think about what you would love. All right, so take a moment now. All right, wonderful. And you can continue to build on this. Now that you have started imagining what you would love, I'd like to invite you to write down at least 3 feelings that you would love to experience, or you would imagine that you would experience in this dream that you have for yourself. For example, today I was getting ready to walk down the streets of Paris, and I noticed that I was feeling anxious and worried and even a bit fearful. And I had given my dream 3 feelings that I had imagined I would have. One of them was joyful. The second was peace of mind. And the third is abundant. And as I was experiencing and growing awareness with this contrast, I shifted my focus to those 3 words. And I calmly told myself, joyful, peace of mind, abundance. And so as we move in the direction of our dreams, we want to grow in awareness. If we're having feelings that are not in line with our dream, right? So if I want to feel peace of mind and I'm feeling stressed, if I want to feel joyful and I'm feeling angry, if I want to feel abundant and I'm feeling scarcity, first I want to notice that. And that's how we grow in our awareness, because we can't change what we're not aware of. So I can notice the contrast based on paying attention to my thoughts. Or maybe I'm first noticing a feeling, and then I can pay attention to my thoughts, because our thoughts create our feelings. All right. So that is what I invite you to do today and this week, is to continue to notice your thoughts and your feelings and pay attention to the contrast of the life that you would love. And then you can apply the second step, which is choosing a new way to live. So as I had listed those 3 examples, I also invite you to take those at least 3 words and create images in your mind of joyful, peace of mind, abundant. For example, that's what I see. I can literally see like place cards in my mind. So whether you physically create them or mentally create them, you can also digitally create them. Create place cards that when you notice the contrast, you can pull up those images in your mind, or you can even pull them out of your pocket, or if you have a bag that you carry with you or a wallet, somewhere that is convenient. If you're waiting in line and you're starting to feel stressed, for example, you can pull them out and just go over them in your mind. And as you ponder those words, it helps you to slow down and to lean into the feeling of those words so that you loosen the resistance towards the life that you would love. So let's do that now. Take a moment and look at those words that you listed. And lightly, gently toss them around in your mind. Take a moment now and do that. All right, let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth like we're breathing through a straw. And know that the breath is always available to use to help you calm your nervous system and then change your focus from the contrast to the feelings and the thoughts that you would love to have that are in line with your dream. The third step is to consistently tweak your thoughts and your feelings while you're taking steps to live the life you love now, regardless of your circumstances. So many of the times we think, well, I'll start that business once I have X amount of dollars in my bank account. Or I'll start having a deeper relationship with my partner once the kids are out of the house, or once we move to that new location, or, right? It's delaying. But that is the biggest lie that our mind can tell us. And if you're interested in getting support in discovering how our mind can dissuade us from growing and stepping out of our comfort zone, I am available for coaching. And I invite you to check out my website, which is authera.com. And you can schedule a complimentary call with me through the website. In the meantime, let's continue with step 3. So, as you are noticing your thoughts, if you want to think abundant thoughts, for example, money flows to me with ease, but you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay this bill? Then I invite you to continue to read over, for example, that word abundant, and think about what thoughts would I have that will help me to feel abundant. And so I invite you to apply these same questions to the words and of the feelings that you wrote down. What thoughts can help me to feel X, Y, and Z? And then start taking steps today. If you don't have all the money that you think that you need in your bank account before you start the business, you can still start creating your business today. You can create a free website. You can think of a name. You can design a logo. You can write the first page of your business plan. There's always a step that you can take. Because as my family and I have gone around various cities and towns throughout Europe the past 4.5, 5 weeks, I recognized that I didn't wait for everything to be lined up to start taking steps to living that European summer experience that I had dreamed of. We just started taking steps, and I chose to be the person living my dream. And you can do that today. Another example of stepping in and being the person living in your dream is to start taking actions that the person living that life would. For example, if you want to be a college student, you can go walk around campuses. You can start looking at courses. Today, I walked by this beautiful palace. It's called Luxembourg palace here in Paris, France. And I imagined that I lived there just for a moment. I was walking these beautiful gardens, imagining which room was mine in the palace. And that helped me to create a feeling of abundance. There are so many opportunities today for you to try on your dream, and you deserve to live a life that you absolutely love. I also invite you to check out this video. And remember, you can do it. I believe in you.